A question that could change everything. What if the secret to feeling 20 years younger isn't hidden in a pill, a gym, or a doctor's office, but in the first 5 minutes after you open your eyes each morning? I know, it sounds impossible, like a promise too good to be true. But what if I told you I've seen it work, not just in my 30 years as a doctor, but in the lives of people like you, who thought their best days were behind them? I'm Dr. Thomas, and welcome to Living Fully After 50, your space for honest, heartfelt advice on thriving, not just surviving, as you age. If you're over 65 or love someone who is, stay with me. This isn't just another health tip. It's a lifeline to the vitality you've been craving, the kind that lets you chase grandkids, dance at weddings, or simply wake up feeling alive. Let's get real for a second. Have you ever caught yourself hesitating before climbing stairs, worrying your knees might give out? Or felt a stab of fear when you blank on a name, wondering if it's the first sign of something worse? I've been there, not just as a doctor, but as a son watching my parents age, as a human who knows that fear of losing independence. It's a quiet ache, a whisper that says, "Is this it? Is this all I have left?" But here's the truth, you're not done. Your body, your mind, your spirit, they are still hungry for life. And science, paired with 30 years of my own research, says you can feed that hunger, starting with just 5 minutes every morning. Before we dive in, I want to know you. What's your name? Where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and I'm honored to build this community with you on Living Fully After 50. If this video sparks even a flicker of hope, hit that like button so YouTube can share this with more people who need it. And subscribe with the notification bell on, so you never miss a tip to help you live stronger, sharper, and freer. Ready? Let's rewrite your mornings and your future. The hidden power of your morning. Your morning isn't just the start of your day, it's the key to how you age. The moment you wake up, your body is like a car that's been parked overnight, a little stiff, a little cold, needing a gentle warm-up to run smoothly. But most people over 65, they hit the gas without warming up, and that's where things start to break down. Fatigue creeps in. Joints ache. Minds fog. Over my 3 decades as a physician, specializing in psychology, medicine, and human health, I've seen one truth again and again. The most vibrant older adults, those dancing at 85, traveling at 90, or reading bedtime stories at 95, don't rely on luck. They rely on habits. Simple, intentional habits that start the second they wake up. This isn't about chasing miracles or buying expensive gadgets. It's about understanding what your body and brain are begging for each morning. Research from places like Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and the Mayo Clinic backs this up. The first 5 minutes of your day can protect your heart, strengthen your muscles, lubricate your joints, and sharpen your mind. These aren't theories, they are facts, proven by science and lived out by my patients. Today, I'm sharing my vitality blueprint, a 5-minute morning ritual that's transformed lives. It's 5 steps, each rooted in science, each taking just a minute or so, and together, they could add not just years, but life to your years. But before we get to the steps, let me tell you about Helen, a 68-year-old grandmother from Portland. 2 years ago, she came to my clinic, her eyes heavy with worry. "Dr. Thomas," she said, "I'm scared I won't see my grandkids grow up. I'm tired all the time, my knees hurt, and I feel like I'm fading." Her blood pressure was creeping up, her energy was gone, and she was starting to pull back from life. Sound familiar? Helen thought her story was over. But then she tried this 5-minute ritual, and something shifted. 6 months later, she was walking her neighborhood, laughing with her grandkids, and even planning a trip to Italy. "I feel like I got my life back," she told me. "That's what I want for you." Let's dive in. Step 1. Hydration. Wake up your body's core. Picture this: you wake up, and your body's already running on empty. While you sleep, you lose nearly half a liter of water through your breath and skin. You don't feel it, but your blood thickens, your heart strains, and your blood vessels tighten. It's no wonder strokes and heart attacks spike in the first hour after waking, especially for those over 65. In my 30 years, I've seen dehydration quietly sabotage countless patients until they make one small change. What to do? Before you even think about coffee or breakfast, drink 16 ounces of room temperature water with a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, about a quarter of a lemon. Why not cold water? It constricts your blood vessels, making your heart work harder when it's already desperate for oxygen. Room temperature water does the opposite. It opens your vessels, letting blood flow freely, easing pressure on your heart. The lemon? It's not just for flavor. It's packed with potassium, vitamin C, and electrolytes that calm your arteries, fight inflammation, and kickstart your liver's detox process. Plus, citrus compounds boost collagen, keeping your joints supple and your skin resilient. I'll never forget Mike, a 70-year-old retired firefighter from Texas. He came to me with high blood pressure and morning fatigue so bad he could barely get out of bed. "I thought it was just old age," he said. I told him to start with this hydration step. 3 weeks later, he called me, stunned. "Doc, my blood pressure's down, and I'm not dragging anymore." He's now coaching his grandson's little league team. That's the power of starting your day right. Try this tomorrow, and tell me in the comments how it feels. Drop a 1 if you're ready to make this your first step. The greatest wealth is health. Virgil. Step 2. Circulation reset. Bring your body to life. Here's a truth that hit me like a lightning bolt in my early years as a doctor. After a night of stillness, your blood pools in your legs, starving your brain and heart of oxygen. That's why so many older adults feel dizzy or unsteady when they first stand up. It's not just annoying, it's dangerous. Poor morning circulation raises your risk of strokes, clots, and falls. But here's the game changer. Just 60 seconds of intentional movement can boost blood flow to your brain by 40%, according to Johns Hopkins. That's sharper thinking, better balance, and a heart that's ready for the day. What to do? The moment you stand, plant your feet shoulder width apart. Slowly raise your arms overhead, inhaling deeply through your nose, then lower them as you exhale through your mouth. Next, roll your shoulders back 5 times, then forward 5 times. Finish with 10 heel raises. Lift your heels, hold for a second, then lower slowly. These movements are like flipping a switch, pumping blood back to your heart and brain. They also wake up your lymphatic system, which relies on movement to flush toxins and boost immunity. Let me tell you about Susan, a 71-year-old from Florida. She'd had a scary fall getting out of bed, and it shook her confidence. "I was afraid to move," she admitted. "I taught her this circulation reset, and within a month, she was gardening again, her dizziness gone. I feel steady, like I can trust my body," she said. But here's the twist. Susan didn't just regain balance, she started volunteering at a local shelter, moving with purpose again. That's what this step does, it gives you back your freedom. Drop a 2 in the comments if you're ready to try this. The body achieves what the mind believes. Jim Rohn. Step 3. Protein timing. Save your strength. Here's a secret most people over 65 don't know. Your body is eating itself every morning. It's called catabolism, and it's brutal. After a night of fasting, your muscles start breaking down to fuel your body, especially as you age. Skip protein in the first 30 minutes, and you're losing strength, immunity, and stability day by day, year by year. The National Institute on Aging found that eating 25-30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking cuts muscle loss by 64% over 5 years. That's not just science, it's a lifeline. What to do? Within 30 minutes of waking, eat a high-quality protein source. My favorites? A whey protein shake, 4 egg whites with 1 whole egg, Greek yogurt with a scoop of protein powder, or, for vegetarians, soft tofu or a pure rice protein blend. Timing matters as much as the protein itself. It stops muscle breakdown, stabilizes blood sugar, and curbs cravings, which is crucial for managing weight or diabetes. Take John, a 69-year-old from Ohio. He was a healthy eater, but his strength was fading. "I thought I was doing everything right," he said. When I explained protein timing, he switched to a morning protein shake. 6 months later, he was lifting weights with his son and feeling stronger than he had in a decade. "I didn't know my body was starving," he told me. But here's the surprise. John's energy wasn't just physical, his confidence soared, and he started mentoring young entrepreneurs. That's what protein timing does, it fuels your body and your purpose. Which protein will you try? Share in the comments. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Jim Rohn. Step 4. Mobility sequence. Keep your joints free. Stiffness isn't just a morning annoyance, it's a warning. During sleep, the fluid in your joints thickens, increasing friction and wear. Over time, this leads to arthritis, pain, and falls that steal independence. The Mayo Clinic says morning mobility exercises can lubricate joints, reduce stiffness, and cut fall risk. But more than that, they give you back the freedom to move without fear. What to do? Sit on your bed's edge and rotate each ankle 10 times clockwise, then 10 times counterclockwise. Next, make small circles with each knee, 10 per side. Stand, hold a stable surface, and lean side to side 5 times, then twist your torso gently left and right. Finish with 10 backward shoulder rolls, breathing deeply. This 90-second sequence loosens joints, boosts balance, and releases endorphins, lifting your mood. I'll never forget Margaret, a 73-year-old from California. She loved dancing but stopped because of hip pain. I felt like my body was locking up, she said. I taught her this mobility sequence, and 3 months later, she was back on the dance floor at her niece's wedding. But here's the plot twist. Margaret didn't just dance, she started teaching dance classes to seniors, spreading joy. I'm not just moving, I'm living, she said. This step is about reclaiming what you love. Drop a 3 in the comments if you're ready to loosen up. Movement is a medicine for creating change in a person's physical, emotional, and mental states. Carol Welch. Step 5, Mental Clarity Exercise. Sharpen your mind. Your brain isn't just another organ, it's your connection to the world. Forgetting a name, losing your train of thought, or feeling foggy can make you feel like you're losing you. But cognitive decline isn't a death sentence. Stanford's Center for Brain Longevity says the first 30 minutes of your day are a golden window to boost brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that grows new neurons and strengthens connections. It's like fertilizer for your brain, building resilience against aging. What to do? After your mobility sequence, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and recall your previous day in reverse. Start with dinner. What did you eat? Who was there? Move to the afternoon, then morning, noting details like smells or conversations. As it gets easier, recall 2 days back or add specifics like the weather. This 1-minute exercise sharpens memory, focus, and mental agility. Let me tell you about David, a 75-year-old from New York. He was a retired professor, but forgetting students' names made him withdraw from teaching. I felt like my mind was slipping, he said. I taught him this mental exercise, and within weeks, he was back at the community center, leading history talks. The surprise? David didn't just regain sharpness, he wrote a memoir, capturing stories for his grandkids. My mind feels alive again, he said. This step is your key to staying present. What will you recall tomorrow? Drop it in the comments. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. Plutarch. The turning point, a synergy that transforms. Here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. These 5 steps aren't just a checklist, they are a symphony. Hydration primes your brain for clarity. Movement oxygenates your muscles for protein absorption. Mobility frees your joints, and a sharp mind ties it all together. It's not about one habit, it's about their combined power. In my 30 years, I've seen this synergy turn lives around. Take Anna, an 80-year-old from Georgia. After a mild stroke, she was ready to give up. "I thought my life was over," she whispered in my office. We started with this ritual, and a year later, she was baking cookies with her grandkids and planning a family reunion. But here's the high-stakes moment. Anna almost quit after 2 weeks, thinking it was too simple to matter. What kept her going? A promise to her granddaughter to be there for her graduation. That's the power of purpose. It turns small steps into life-changing victories. Why this matters: a doctor's heartfelt plea. In my career, I've held hands with patients facing their darkest fears, losing strength, clarity, or independence. I've seen the pain of giving up dreams, from dancing to traveling to simply reading a bedtime story. But I've also seen the other side, people who refuse to let age define them. The difference isn't luck or genes, it's habits. This 5-minute ritual is your chance to take control, to tell age, "Not today." As Helen Keller once said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Your adventure isn't over. It starts tomorrow morning, with 5 minutes of intention. You're not just hydrating, moving, eating, stretching, or thinking, you're fighting for the life you deserve. Conclusion: your morning, your legacy. So, here's my challenge: tomorrow, before the world pulls you away, try these 5 steps. Drink your lemon water. Move your body. Fuel your muscles. Loosen your joints. Sharpen your mind. It's 5 minutes, but it's a promise to yourself, to your loved ones, to the life you still want to live. You're not just aging, you're building a legacy of strength, joy, and freedom. Which step are you starting with? Drop it in the comments, along with your name and where you're from. I want to hear your story, your dreams, your fight. If this video gave you even a spark of hope, hit that like button and share it with someone you love, a parent, a grandparent, a friend. You might be giving them more than advice, you might be giving them years of life. Subscribe to Living Fully After 50 and hit the notification bell for more honest, heartfelt tips to thrive at any age. We're a community that says age is just a number, not a limit. I'll see you in the comments, and tomorrow morning, let's start this adventure together.